Oh, Jamar Chase with the dive. Because Garrett Wilson's wide open. Garrett Wilson, touchdown Barrett. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here in the Water Juice channel, and welcome back to another Madden rebuild. This one's going to be a little bit different than the ones we've been doing in the past. This one has nothing to do with mods today. This one has everything to do with my team, the New England Patriots. Not that we're going to be rebuilding the Patriots, we're going to be rebuilding a former Patriot quarterback on his new team. That's right. If you guys are unaware, you probably are aware by now depending on when this video comes out, Mac Jones has been shipped to the Jacksonville Jaguars a few days ago, and he's now going to be backing up Trevor Lawrence. So I figured that I needed to come on here and rebuild the Jacksonville Jaguars, but with a little bit of a twist. Instead of having the franchise quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, be the guy to rebuild the team with, we're going to be rebuilding the team with his new backup. Mac Jones is going to be the starting quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars in this rebuild. Everything else we can change. We can change the offensive line, the receivers, the defense, whatever we need to do to help win this team, or make this team win. But the one standard constant thing that has to be throughout the entirety of this video is that Mac Jones needs to be the #1 quarterback. That might mean we don't win a championship, because I've done plenty of simulations in the past where Mac Jones is the starting quarterback and we don't win championships. But I've also seen things where Mac Jones is the starting quarterback and they win championships all the time. So I've seen different scenarios happen on many different occasions. Hopefully we're on the latter side where we win a bunch of championships with Mac Jones as the quarterback. But he is going to be the new starting quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jags fans, let me know how you feel about it. Patriots fans, I'm with you. It's kind of a mixed bag because, yeah, Mac Jones sucked in his time in New England, but he showed flashes that he could be something. He just didn't have a lot to work with those Patriots teams. But it's weird. It's a very weird thing. But now he's gone. And they got him for like a bag of peanuts and a high five. So, whatever. And Jacksonville's got a new backup quarterback. New England's looking in the draft at either Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May, or maybe they trade out of the pick and draft somebody else. I have no idea what's going to happen with New England. If you're curious about my opinion on what's going to happen with New England, stop by when the draft actually occurs, and I'll be live streaming it. So if you want to hang out with me and watch my team probably epically collapse in the draft, we can go and do that together live streaming on draft night. I'm only going to be streaming night 1 of the draft because that's the most important part of the draft. So without further ado, it's time to rebuild the Jacksonville Jaguars with Mac Jones as the starting quarterback. If you go to enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and I might even do a little like part 2 of doing the New England Patriots without Mac Jones now. Let me know what you think about that. Let's get into the video and rebuild the Jags with Big Mac as the quarterback. This is what the team will look like headed into year number 1. And we don't need this man right here. Forget this man right here. He's not the quarterback of this video. This man right here, Mac Jones, is the starting quarterback of the Jacksonville Jaguars. 24 years old, 2 years in the league, star development. He's a 69 overall or a 70 overall, something like that, and he's playing up to a 71. We're going to have him be the guy. He's going to be the guy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to trade Trevor Lawrence to give me the best opportunity to help this team win, because we're going to need all of it that we can. This Jags team is a weird one because they made the playoffs a couple of years ago and were thought to be like, oh, they're here, they've arrived, they've completed their rebuild and they're ready to go. But then last year they kind of just had a weird down season and didn't make the playoffs and were kind of bad actually for a little bit of the season. So it's a weird one. Are they going to re-sign Calvin Ridley? This roster is as up to date as I could get it without having any of the free agent like releases or anything. The only move I made was to add Mac Jones to this Jags roster. So there's no, like, that's why Calvin Ridley's still here. All the free agents are still on their teams that might have left in previous or it got released or retired or whatever. So all those guys, it's basically the end of the season roster, just with Mac Jones now added to the Jags. So that's where we stand. Travis Etienne is a good running back. I think we're going to be fine with that. Wide receiver, we've got Christian Kirk, but he is 26. Maybe he's trade bait. I don't know. I like Calvin Ridley. I think he can develop. I like Zay Jones. I like Jamal Agnew. But we probably need to add one more wide receiver to this roster. Offensive line needs a lot of changes. I like Brandon Scherf, but he's old. I like Anton Harrison. He's probably the future. Ezra Cleveland, same deal. He's pretty good. Or decently good. And then in the tight end spot, we've got Evan Ingram, who is an interesting player because he's 28. He's pretty good, but he's already 28. Like, is he going to get better? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. And then on defense, we've got Josh Allen. We've got Foye Assad. We've got Devin Lloyd and Travion Walker. Is it Travion or Trayvon? It's Trayvon. Okay. Trayvon Walker, former first overall pick. We've got Fadokasi. We've got Campbell. I mean, we got some decent players. Andre Sisco's a good player. There are some very good pieces to this team, especially a guy like Foye Assad and Josh Allen. So having those two linebackers is going to be very, very useful. We need to probably add to this defensive line because it's not that great. We need to probably add a couple corners and maybe an extra safety or something. I don't know. We need to figure out a few different things on this offense. And we can change the scheme fit maybe to help Mac Jones out. We can go with the West Coast spread, and the base 3-4 is already at 96%. We are probably going to run a different playbook. I think running a different playbook would help Mac Jones out a lot. So I could obviously go like Kansas City or something, but I don't know what I want to do. I want to go with a good playbook that's going to help Mac Jones, but I also want to go with a playbook that's going to help us win games. So obviously Kansas City is the top one to go with. Maybe Philadelphia. For some reason, Atlanta always simulates pretty well in Madden this year. I don't know why that's the case. Let's see. What playbook should we go with? We don't have a running quarterback, so we don't need Baltimore. I guess I could stick with Jacksonville for Season 1, see how we do. You know what? That's what I'll do. I'll stick with Jacksonville for Season 1. We'll see how Mac does with the team. And then if we decide to change it, we can. I am going to be running, for the first time in one of my rebuilds, I am going to be running an actual draft class. Not a auto-generated one or a retro one. We are going to be running the actual 2024 draft class. Caleb Williams, Drake May, Jaden Daniels. We're going to be running all the boys. So we're not going to be taking any of these guys. We don't need a quarterback. We could use a backup running back, I guess. Blake Corum's right there. And then you've got wide receivers. Obviously, you got Marvin, Malik Neighbors, Rome Adunze, whatever. Keon Coleman, Troy Franklin. Like, there's some good receivers in this class. Some really good receivers. Xavier Worthy just broke the combine 40-yard dash record. So that's crazy. There's some very good players in this class. Very good receivers. Tight ends, there's also some very, very good tight ends in this class. We could actually use one. Maybe we move on from Evan Ingram. It's possible. Some good tackles. I like the tackles in this class, at least the top two. There could be some other good ones down the board. Some guards. I like Cooper Beebe, but I don't know how good he's going to be. And then I like a couple of the centers here. I like a few of the right guards. And then, obviously, I like J.C. Latham. I think he's going to be real good. Defensively, Latu's pretty good. Jared Verse is obviously amazing. Braylon Trice I like. Darius Robinson. D-tackles, you got Byron Murphy II. You got Jerzon Newton. I think is how you would pronounce that. I don't really know, to be honest with you. Dorless is right there. Mason Smith is very good. Dallas Turner. I like Dallas Turner. Obviously, you guys know how I feel about Chop Robinson. Love Chop Robinson. Jeremiah Trotter's a good one. Junior Colson's even good, even though he went to Meat Chicken. Jalen Ford. Dallas Gant I like. Easton Gibbs is even a quality linebacker. I've seen some film on him. Let's see. I want to get Tommy Eichenberg in there, too. And then you got right outside line. Where's Mr. Chambers at? He's not playing middle linebacker, is he? He's got to be an edge rusher. Or edge linebacker. Where's my boy Steel Chambers, my favorite Buckeye? He's got to be in this class, right? Steel, don't disrespect me with Steel Chambers. There he is, Steel Chambers. Undrafted, really? Oh, we're going to change that. We are going to change that. Love Steel Chambers. Corners, you got Terrion Arnold. Or, yeah, I think it would be Terrion. Nate Wiggins, Cooper DeJean, because he's a what? Then you got Kool-Aid McKinstry. Kalen King is a great one. Kyrie Jackson. Mike Sanders still. He's great. Josh Newton's great. I mean, there's some good corners in this one. Max Melton's even pretty good. There is some real good corner. Corner and receiver in this class is probably going to be one of the best ones in recent memory. There's some good players in this class. Tyler Nubin, Cameron Kitchens. I like him too. I like a lot of these guys. Josh Proctor I like, obviously. Jaden Hicks. Kalen Bullock. James Williams. Very, very good. And there's even guys that I didn't even mention that are good. So, we'll see how that goes. I've put my players on the board for guys that we're looking at. Obviously, I'm going to be targeting Marvin Harrison because you guys know how I feel about Marvin Harrison. I have a love affinity, a love affair and affinity, and every kind of A word with Marvin Harrison. Love him. All right, so we got to do the deed here. We got to trade Trevor Lawrence so that he's not getting any minutes or any snaps at starting quarterback. I'm going to be able to get a first-round pick, I would think, right? I should be able to get a first-round pick for it's Trevor Lawrence. I know I'm not getting offered first-round picks, but I think a team that needs a quarterback would be willing to give me a first-round pick. Justin Fields is going to stay in Chicago. Denver needs a quarterback. I don't really want to send Trevor to the AFC, though. I could send him to Tampa. Maybe that would make sense. He'd probably start over... Actually, I think he's a low... Is he a lower overall? He's 76, so Baker would start over him. I want Trevor to start. So we got to send him to a team that he'd start. He'd start in Washington. So I think I'll send him to Washington. It's in the NFC. It's solid. You got to give me some first-round picks. It's Trevor Lawrence. You're not going to give me a first-round pick for Trevor Lawrence? I thought I'd be able to get at least a couple first-round picks for him. I'll give you a 6th-round pick this year. And then I'll give you a 6th-round pick in 2026. Okay, maybe not. I'll give you a 4th-round pick in 2026. Okay. And then I'll give you a 5th-round pick in 2025. We're getting closer. I'll give you a 2-6 in 2024. Okay. It's not working too well. But what I'll do is I'll raise it up to a 4 in 2025. And then I will give you one of my extra 4s in 2024. Getting closer. What about the 6 in 2026? Come on, you got to do this, Washington. You got to do this. I'm not asking for that much, am I? I guess I am. I don't want to give away all my 2026 picks. But I guess I will. I feel like I can keep my 2024 pick if I throw in the 3rd. I guess I can't. Well, I can, but... Here we go. Trevor Lawrence and a bunch of 4th and 3rds and 6s and 7s for a extra first-round pick from Washington. Trevor Lawrence is now a Washington Commander. I honestly thought I'd be able to get a lot more than just that. But that gives us an extra first-round pick to use, which is nice. And now Mac Jones is the unequivocal first-round pick. We'll see how he does in year number 1. I should probably sign an extra quarterback. Let's go to free agency and sign a backup quarterback here. Well, a 3rd-string quarterback because we have CJ Beathard. So let's go. Let's get the boy Kirk. Or Kurt, not Kirk. Kurt. Kurt Benkert. YouTube sensation. We'll get him to back up the backup. All right. So Mac Jones is now the uncontested first-round quarterback here. Starter in Jacksonville. I'm hoping he can have a good first season. If he can't, then we're going to have to change the playbooks, help the team out, and we'll go from there. I'm going to simulate to the end of season 1, and we'll see how Mac Jones does. We finished year 1 with a 6-11 record. That's honestly better than I thought we would do. I thought that Mac Jones wouldn't be able to get the job done, and we would just have to be a bad team, but it looks like Mac Jones has gotten us 6 wins, which is cool. Good for Mac. We'll take a look at the stats for year 1 and see how the Jags did as we miss out on the playoffs. And I think the goal for next season is to change the playbooks. Yeah, this is just not going to get it done. At least he's got the quarterback of the future tag, but 3,200 yards, and he tied, or he broke even with his touchdowns and interceptions. 22 touchdowns and 22 interceptions is crazy. 1,100 yards and 8 touchdowns for ETN. He's the running back of this rebuild. 838 and 10 for Christian Kirk. Ridley didn't do much. He did fine. He just doesn't have a good quarterback throwing to the football. Defensively, a lot of 100 tackle seasons. Devin Lloyd, Foyesade, and Andrew Wingard apparently had 113 tackles. Okay. Tackle for loss leader was Josh Allen with 15. Trayvon Walker with 14. Fadakasi had 12. Josh Allen led the team in sacks as well, 19.5. Walker had 13.5, 2 for Oluokun. I think the defense can stay the same. I think we can stay with Jacksonville's defense, but I definitely think we need to change the offensive playbook. I'm probably going to go Kansas City. I know that's going to make Evan Ingram pretty talented, but is that really a bad thing? I mean, I know he's 28, but having Evan Ingram be a good player is not a bad thing. Let's get to the Super Bowl and get to the first offseason here. Remember, we have 2 first-round picks. We have Washington's first-round pick, and we have our own. Now, our own's not going to be amazing. It's going to be in the teens somewhere, I would assume. But I don't know how Washington did. So, hopefully Washington did pretty bad. We can find out right here if Washington made the playoffs or not. Washington Commanders went 6-11 just like us. So, we're going to have 2 picks right around the same area. I'll take that, I guess. That's 2 decent draft picks. It's going to be Cowboys-Ravens in the first Super Bowl. All right, whatever. I'm assuming Cowboys win. Cowboys lose 24-21 to Baltimore. Lamar Jackson's got himself a championship. Good for Lamar. Good for Lamar B. He's got himself a championship. He wins MVP of the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes, no surprise, is MVP of the league. That's kind of why we're changing to Chiefs playbook. Arthur Smith's Coach of the Year. Christian McCaffrey, TJ Watt are the Players of the Year. And Bijan and Will Anderson Jr. are the Rookies of the Year. Not really any shocking things happening there. Let's get to the re-sign period, because I think there's a couple big names that we have to re-sign. I'm pretty sure I looked, and it was Josh Allen and Calvin Ridley are the 2. Obviously, Calvin Ridley, because he's a free agent in real life. But I think those are the 2 biggest names that we have. Before that, though, I want to see if we have any development upgrades. Do we have any development upgrades on the offense? Nope, everybody stays the same, which is, I guess, okay. And then on defense, ooh, okay. Trayvon Walker, Josh Allen's an X Factor now, and Trayvon Walker is a superstar. That's awesome. Okay, we need to bring back Josh Allen. We need to bring back Calvin Ridley. I don't know how we're going to do that with $22 million. Josh Allen wants 86. ETN, we're going to accept his option. Calvin Ridley, I want Calvin Ridley back, but I don't know if we're going to be able to afford both of them. We need to get Josh Allen back. That's just a guarantee. He's 27, and now he's an X Factor. So this is basically going to be all of our money. I'm going to offer him 11 mil and 13 mil, and hopefully he accepts that. He's going to come back perfect. I didn't want to use the franchise tag on him. But now we either have to trade Calvin Ridley or use some restructuring of contracts to get Calvin Ridley back. I bet I could trade Calvin Ridley for an extra wide receiver. I bet somebody would take Calvin Ridley for a wide receiver, for a young wide receiver. We can get Tyreek Stevenson, which is not a bad deal. Not a bad deal at all. But I bet I could get a pretty decent young receiver. I saw Jonathan Mingo there. I bet I could get a decent wide receiver who's got a couple years on his deal. I bet I could do such things. Who's a good wide receiver? Rashee Rice always does really well in simulation, and we're going to be going to Kansas City Playbook. Can I swap Calvin Ridley for Rashee Rice? No, because Chiefs have no money. Okay, so Rashee Rice is off the table. Josh Downs is interesting. That could be a good one. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to get Tyreek or Jalen Waddle. Can't get Devonta Smith. He's going to be too hard to get. Not going to be able to afford Ayuk or Debo. Jalen Hyatt's an interesting one. He's only 74 overall. He's probably... With normal development, that's going to be tough. JMO is probably attainable, but I don't think that we'd go for him. I mean, if it's possible, could I get Amon-Ra? No, I don't think so. I would love to get Amon-Ra St. Brown. Be amazing. We could get... I mean, we could try for Puka, but I don't know if Puka is going to be available. Zay Flowers is also a possibility. Tank Dell would be a good one. I don't know. Let's try... Ooh, Jordan Addison might be even better. Let's try for Jordan Addison first. Okay, that's in the red. Let me just go through the teams that or the players that I like, and we'll gauge where they're at. Jackson Smith and Jigba actually might be the easiest one. Oh, but this... Oh, okay, so Jackson Smith and Jigba's off the table. Seahawks have no money. And, of course, he probably would have been the easiest one to get. Zay Flowers, Ravens have no money after they just won the Super Bowl. Rams have a little bit of money, so what's Puka looking like? He's less than what the other guy was. Okay, so maybe I'm not going to be able to get anybody that decent. I know I can get Jonathan Mingo. That's not a question. I mean, do we just go for J-Mo? That's a possibility, but is that the right option? I really wish that the Seahawks had money, because I would take Jackson Smith and Jigba in a heartbeat. The Texans have a lot of money. Let's go for Tank Dell. Is that possible? Okay, that's a little bit more reasonable. I can send Calvin Ridley to the Texans to get Tank Dell. They need a right tackle. We have Harrison and Walker Little. I'll give you Walker Little. Okay, that's in the orange. It's probably going to have to be a draft pick, isn't it? I have Chad Muma. You want Chad Muma? Kind of. What about if we go over here to the draft picks and we throw in a 4th rounder probably this year? I'd pay a 4th rounder this year for Tank Dell. I guess I have to pay a little bit more. I don't have any picks in 2026 really. I have a 3rd that I can give up in 2025, I guess. It's going to be more than that. Tank Dell, I can't give up this much. I mean, Tank Dell's amazing, but I can't give up this much for Tank Dell, even though I like Tank Dell a lot. And I think he's a really good player. I can't reasonably give up that much. Who else can I go after, though? I mean, I could get Jerry Jeudy probably pretty easy, but he's a little bit too expensive on the cap hit. Rondale Moore would be easy to get. I'd go for Mike Williams if he wasn't so old and expensive. I mean, Rashee Rice would be the optimal one to get. Let's try for Josh Downs. Maybe Josh Downs is a little bit more reasonable. Josh Downs is in the red. What about if I were to throw in that 4th round pick this year? Into the yellow. That 3rd round pick from 2025. Into the green. I mean, I just kind of want somebody that is just going to take, like, Calvin Ridley. Really, I don't think I'm going to be able to find that, especially for a young guy. There's got to be somebody, though. There's got to be somebody. I mean, Jalen Hyatt is probably pretty simple to get. I guess we go for Jameson Williams. We offer that. Trade offer accepted. Okay, well, I got what I wanted. I wanted a guy that would just go straight up. Calvin Ridley goes to the Lions. We'll see if they end up re-signing him or not. And we are able to grab Jameson Williams out of that, which I think is going to be fine. I think that's going to be a solid pickup. We're going to lose, unfortunately. I can't pick the right thing. We're going to lose, unfortunately, Ezra Cleveland. So our offensive line is going to be a little bit shaky. But at least we get a young receiver to pair alongside Zay Jones. So we'll see how that goes. And I want to make sure that I don't forget to change this. So offensively, we're going to switch to Kansas City's playbook. Don't want to forget about that. I probably could have went the other way and it would have been faster, but there we go. Kansas City's offensive playbook has been acquired. We'll see how that does. We will see how that does. Let's go and see the renegotiations again. Agnew is going to have to be gone. Cleveland, unfortunately. A couple of these guys are going to hurt, but most of them won't really make a difference if they're not on the team. The Ezra Cleveland one's going to hurt a little bit because he's our starting left guard. But at least we were able to get something in return for Calvin Ridley. Free agents, we have no money, so we can't sign any free agents, but L'Jarius Sneed would be amazing. He's about the best one. I mean, Geno Stone would be awesome too, but we don't have any money. So we're going to have to look somewhere else, and that is probably going to be the draft. I do want to prioritize wide receiver in the draft, even though we just got Jameson Williams. So either Marvin Harrison, one of the receivers probably has to come to us. Let's quickly check and see what our draft picks actually are. So officially we have pick 8 and pick 9. We have back-to-back first-round picks, which is low-key kind of good. 8 and 9 is a very reasonable top 10 spot to be in. And we don't even have to use both of them. We could trade down or trade and get more picks later on next season for 2025 or 2026, since I traded away basically everything but the first and the second in 2026. So, I mean, there's possibilities abound for what we could do with this. But the mock draft is here, the final one, and the Cardinals have the top 2 picks, and they're going to take a left end and a left tackle. That's good for me. Marvin Harrison's going to go 6 to the Detroit. They just got rid of Jameson Williams, and I don't know if they signed what's-his-face. They have us taking Adonai Mitchell and Brock Bowers, which I don't hate. Should I let Marvin Harrison go and then stick and take somebody else? Or should I trade up to get Marvin Harrison? That's the big question. Because there's some good receivers. Keon Coleman's great. Malik Neighbors is great. Roma Dunze is great. Like, a lot of these receivers are going to be fantastic players. But it's Marvin Harrison. It's Marvin Harrison. And he's not going top 5, so it's a little bit more attainable. Especially because we're right there. We're 2 picks away. I might try to trade with Detroit and try to get up to number 6 to take Marvin Harrison. Caleb Williams going to the Patriots is what I like. I like that a lot. This is funny. I like that this is how it shook out for them. Jaden Daniels going to Minnesota is weird. Okay, so I don't think we can take Brock Bowers. There's other positions on this team, on both offense and defense, that we need more than we need a tight end. We have Evan Ingram. Yes, he's older, but there are more positions on this team that are in bigger need than Brock Bowers at tight end. Like, we need an entire left side of the offensive line. We need maybe another receiver in Marvin Harrison. We need defensive players. We need defensive linemen badly. So, like, there's a lot more positions of need than the stupid tight end spot. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to trade with Detroit to get Marvin Harrison, because I just want Marvin Harrison so bad. He's my fave. I love Marv. I'm also going to scout him one final time to get him close to 90%. Let's see. Who else do I want? We need an entire offensive line, basically. So we're going to scout Cooper Beebe just to figure out how good he is. We're also going to use our final one on probably Jared Verse. Get him up to 100% scouted. And I'm also going to upgrade my franchise staff tree. You guys know I like to do that. My player personnel side. Buy that. I don't know if 200 points is going to be enough to get everything bought, but it should be good enough to get pretty close. 32. Yeah, it's not going to be... Oh, it is going to be. It's just enough. So 200 points is enough to get every single thing bought. That's good to know. All right, so we bought all that. Now I'm going to simulate to the actual draft to make sure that it all like loads in correctly. And then hopefully we can make those trades to get up to... Luckily, we don't have to go too far. We don't have to go too far. We only have to go up from 8 to 6. So Detroit should be pretty easy to trade with. Then we can get Marv. And we can get probably Jared Verse, to be honest with you. So pick number 8. Calling back up Detroit. They're probably like, oh no, it's Jacksonville on the caller ID. That's not what you want to hear. Pick number 6. They hopefully will accept this straight up. And they do. Boom. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's why you buy that freaking... You upgrade that whole tree. Boom. We trade up. We don't have to give anything else. And now we have pick number 6 and pick number 9. Let's start drafting, baby. Number 1 pick in the draft. Arizona Cardinals. Take... Ooh, they switched it. So they took Fashanu with the number 1 pick. And they take Latu with the 2nd pick. So they had it... The mock draft had it reversed. But, okay, Arizona. They still get the same guys, but... Caleb Williams is now the quarterback in New England. I'm okay with that. Joe Alt is now blocking for New Orleans, whoever is going to be the quarterback in New Orleans. Then you've got yourself the Vikings, who take Jaden Daniels, and now we are up here to take ourselves Marvin Harrison. Maybe the best player in the class, Marvin Harrison Jr. Welcome to Jacksonville. Mac Jones has got himself quite the wide receiver to throw the football to. Love that. Absolutely love that. And then we have number 9 as well. Tampa takes Drake May. They've got their guy. And the Lions end up getting a receiver, and maybe he could end up being better. He's Malik Neighbors. He could end up being better. So they have us taking Brock Bowers at this pick. And Brock Bowers is probably a very good player. I know he is in real life. But we don't need to take a tight end. We need to take another position. Maybe a corner. I like Arnold. We could take J.C. Latham. Jared Verse is around 1 to 2. So I think that's a little bit too pricey to take him here. Ooh, Dallas Turner looks good. Dallas Turner looks real good, but J.C. Latham also looks good. We're in a little bit of a pickle here. Do we take Dallas Turner or do we take J.C. Latham? I think the smartest thing to do would be to take J.C. Latham because there's other good linebackers down the board, like Chop Robinson, obviously. So I think the smartest thing to do is to take J.C. Latham. Then we have our left tackle and we have our right tackle because we already have Anton Harrison. So J.C. Latham, welcome to the team. He's got normal development. Are you freaking pulling my pickle? What are you talking about here? Wow, normal development, top 10 pick, J.C. Latham. That is insane. That is not what I expected to see when I drafted him. Dallas Turner goes to Chicago. That's a big pickup. Brock Bowers in Denver. Man, the fact that he's got normal development just irks me in the worst way. Jared Verse is in Miami now. I just thought it was too early to take Jared Verse, especially with the round 1 to 2 true talent. Kool-Aid McKinstry's going to San Fran. Newton, Tavondre Sweat, Braswell. Didn't mean to click on that. There's still some very good players on this board. And we pick at pick number 8 of the second round. So we're looking pretty solid. We're looking pretty solid. Darius Robinson, Jaden Hicks goes. Keon Coleman, one of the final picks of the first round. And Ladd McConkey goes to the Ravens. Bo Nix, first pick of the second round to Arizona. So they end up getting their quarterback instead of Kyler. J.J. McCarthy's in Philadelphia, backing up Jalen Hurts. Okay. Tyler Nubin I like. There goes Kinchins. That would have been a good pickup. I would have liked Kinchins. And now we're back up here with the 8th pick of the second round. Franklin's still here. Nate Wiggins. Cooper DeJean is still available, and I like that pickup. I like the Cooper DeJean pickup. I also like Brandon Dorless or Jeremiah Trotter. But I think the Cooper DeJean pickup is much more needed. Mainly because he's a hot boy. He's a very good player. 4.4 speed. A catching, B zone coverage, C man coverage. Cooper DeJean, normal development as well. I'm getting screwed. I'm getting absolutely screwed with these pickups. The development traits are not available. Michael Penix is now the quarterback in Green Bay. Jeremiah Trotter got picked up. Cooper Beebe's headed to New Orleans. Brandon Dorless goes to the Chargers. Nate Wiggins, Troy Franklin. I think we just need to simulate. I don't think that we can really affect anything, so I'm not going to like trade up or anything. Let's go right to pick number 8 of the third round. Adonai Mitchell's still there. Kalen King is still available. How about Chop? Is Chop still available? No, he must have got taken. I didn't read his name, did I? Where's Chop at? He's a linebacker, right? He's not an edge rusher. I don't remember what they have him as. I guess I can check. Chop Robinson. I know I put it. Let me go to my favorites board. I know I put him on the favorites list. So let me just go here and he might have got taken in that. He might have just got taken in that simulation that I just went through. Yeah, he's not here. So, okay. So Chop Robinson's gone. That's okay. There's still some very good players on this list, including Cedric Van Prawn, whatever. Xavier Worthy's available. He's got 4.3 speed, even though that's wrong. He's got 4.21 speed. We know. Xavier Worthy could be a really good receiver to add with Marvin Harrison. I'm going to hope that he's there in the 4th round. Considering we just took Marvin Harrison, I can't take another receiver in the 3rd round. So I'm thinking Cedric Van Prawn is going to be my guy. And knowing me, he's going to have normal development, but he looks good. He's not the greatest athlete in the world, but he's got A impact block, A lead block, A run block power, B block pass block power. Cedric Van Prawn, he's got normal development. I'm getting screwed with these normal development players, man. I am getting absolutely screwed. But now we have to hope that Xavier Worthy's here in the 4th round still. Kalen King's still there. Okay, so Xavier Worthy got taken. That's all right. I didn't think he'd make it to the 4th round, but he got taken. So Kalen King or Mike Sanders still. Kalen King is here, and he's good. He's got 8 catching. He's got good speed. He's got C man coverage, C zone coverage. What's Mikey have? Mikey, we didn't figure out a whole bunch about him, but he's also got C and C probably, so. What about Kyrie Jackson? He's got B catching. He's not fast. They've all got C man coverage and zone coverage. Josh Newton also has that. He's also not very, although he's got A to C man, so he's got a little bit better of that. I think I'm going to go with Kalen King out of Penn State. Another normal development player. Shocker. But another solid pickup. I'm not mad at the pick. I like it. Just frustrating that I can't find anybody that has that has more than normal development. So who else should we grab here? We should probably look at the board as a whole and see who's available. A lot of corners, a lot of receivers, a couple D tackles. We probably do need a D tackle to pair alongside Devon Hamilton, but we also need offensive linemen. I don't think that any of these guys are going to be worth taking. Javonte Jean-Baptiste, former Ohio State Buckeye, transferred to Notre Dame. He looks okay, but is he a 4th round pick? Probably not. He's probably a 5th round pick at the earliest. None of these guys look good enough to take. McKinley Jackson out of Texas A&M. Not the best athlete in the world. B awareness, A tackling. We just don't know too much about him. Tyler Davis is down here still. I like Tyler Davis, but he doesn't look to be... Nah, he's not that good. He's not that good in the game, at least. Tommy Eichenberg's still there. So is Steel Chambers. There's some good corners still left on the board. Zion Tupolo Fetui. I probably butchered that name, but he looks alright. Not amazing. Should we grab Christian Mahogany? He looks decent. Let's take Christian Mahogany. Hey, look at that. He's got a development trait. That's at least something. Christian Mahogany, welcome to the team. We need offensive line, so, I mean, that's a big pickup. Then we go to the 5th round. We'll see who's available. Braylon Allen just got taken. So, Mikey's still available. Jalen McMillan out of Washington is available. Brendan Rice, USC. Cornelius Johnson. Brendan Rice, that's Jerry Rice's kid, right? I'm pretty sure that's Jerry Rice's kid. 4.3 speed. Let's take him. Let's take Brendan Rice. He's got normal development, but 90 speed, 89 acceleration. Might as well get Jerry Rice's kid to have Mac Jones to the football too. Round 6 now. I think we only have this pick and then our next pick in the 7th round. I think that's all we have. All right, so there are... So you're not going to catch me saying that name, that's for sure. What do we even go for here? I guess we just take, like, best player available? I mean, we got Newton still available. Josh Newton could be a guy that we take, but that would be our 3rd corner grabbed off the board. Do I go for a guy like... I don't know. Do I go for a guy like Miles Cole? He's got B power moves. He's not the fastest player in the world. B hit power, B tackling, A impact block, B power moves. His awareness is a C. He's probably bad, isn't he? He's probably bad. Let me take my 3rd corner. Let me take Josh Newton. I'm going to hit on one of these corners. One of these corners I'm going to hit on. Josh Newton is no development. One of them is going to turn into a stud. I know it. Either Cooper DeJean or Josh Newton or whoever the other one was I picked. One of them is going to turn into a stud. And now we are here. Final pick that we have. And I think I'm going to go with somebody. I don't even know. Oh, I guess we either go... I guess we just go Josh Proctor. Because I don't really want to go with anybody else. So, Josh Proctor, welcome to the squad. You got drafted in the 7th round. Congratulations. I loved you at Ohio State. Now you're here in Jacksonville. All right, that was kind of a weird draft. I feel like it would have been considered better if at least a couple of those guys would have had development trait. But since they didn't, it kind of makes the draft feel a little worse than it actually probably was. So Marvin's a 77 overall. Latham's a 70. DeJohn's a 71. Van Pron's a 69. King, oh, it's Kalen King. King's a 70. 67 for Mahogany. Rice 68. Newton 68. 66 for Proctor. So, I mean, you could say that we missed on this draft, but I feel like I did an okay job. Caleb Williams, best player in the class. Then Marvin, Brock Bowers, Adunze. Okay, so really, that draft was only there to get Marvin Harrison, if we're being totally honest. I think we helped the team, and I think the team's going to be a lot better because we're in Kansas City playbook, regardless of what the team looks like right now. But we did add a new tackle, a new guard, and a new center. But Van Pron's not going to be starting over Fortner. No, Van Pron's going to be starting. And we're also going to be starting Latham over Cam Robinson just because we need to. We need to have him have a chance at development. So left tackle J.C. Latham, welcome to the squad. Generate best lineup. And then J.C. Latham will start over Cam Robinson. And Van Pron will start over Van Pron. He'll start over Fortner. Then you got Mahogany, Scherf, and Harrison. Okay. Then Marvin right there. Defensively, you've got not a whole lot on the defensive line. You've got a bunch of corners that I drafted. All right, this is going to be an interesting season. It's going to be an interesting season. Year 2 with Mac at the quarterback spot. We're going to see how he does. I'm going to simulate to the end of the season, and we'll see how that Kansas City playbook works. We've wrapped up season number 2 with Mac Jones at the quarterback spot, and it looks like Mac Jones and that Kansas City playbook are a good match. 10-7. Much improved from year number 1 to year number 2. You love to see it. Jaden Daniels, first year, already was 3rd in the league in passing yards. And this is a little bit more understandable from Mac Jones. 3,700 yards, 28 touchdowns, 15 picks. At least he raised his touchdown number and lowered his interception number. I'm happy about that. He still needs to keep lowering the interceptions and raising the touchdowns. But right now, that's a good start. It's a very decent season. 1,200 yards, 11 touchdowns for ETN. 1,200 yards, actually, for Christian Kirk with 1,400. And Evan Ingram didn't get as many yards as I thought he would. Okay. I am running a few mods. The gameplay mod, the franchise mod. So I think that the franchise mod, and I'm also running like the player likeness mod and the tattoo mod and all that stuff. But I think the franchise mod changes the way that playbooks work. So maybe the Kansas City playbook in the franchise mod isn't as overpowered as it is in real Madden. Because Evan Ingram should have probably like 1,200 yards or something in real Madden. But that's okay. Because we made the playoffs with the Kansas City playbook, so I'm not mad at it. 103 tackles for Oluokun. Then you got Antonio Johnson actually with 100 tackles. Okay, cool. Devin Lloyd, 93. 14 tackles for loss to Josh Allen. Glad we re-signed him. Foyesad, 13. So did Trayvon Walker. 17.5 sacks for Walker is the most in the team. Then 16.5 for Josh Allen. So these two are dominant parrying off the edge. Devon Hamilton had 4. 3 for Devin Lloyd. Pick leader was Devin Lloyd and Darius Williams with 4 each. Then Oluokun had 2, and a couple guys had 1. But that's a good good second season, I should say, from the boys. Are we going to beat the Chargers in the playoffs? We're both 10-7. We win. Okay. We move on in the wild card. We go to the divisional round to play the Bengals. And we lose 22-21. Okay. I didn't think we would win. Actually, I thought I would. Because they were a 9-win team. We were a 10-win team. We were a better team than they were. So I kind of hoped that we would win. But knowing Madden, I figured it would end pretty quickly. I thought we were going to lose the wild card game. But we didn't. It's going to be Colts and Vikings in the Super Bowl. And as you may have noticed right there, we only have $450K in available cap right now. I'm hoping that once we get... Okay, there we go. I was going to say, I'm hoping that once we get to the new league year, the cap will change. And it looks like it has. We've gotten $89 million. So that's beautiful. Did anybody on our team retire? Is that why we have the money? Or I'm assuming that we just have the money for the new league season. Yeah, nobody retired on our team. I didn't think anybody would, but nobody's retired. So we just have that money. That's nice to see. Season recap. Look at Jaden Daniels. The 5th overall pick has won a Super Bowl as a rookie. The first Super Bowl in Vikings history, he gets the MVP of the Super Bowl. That's crazy. Good for Jaden Daniels. I hope that happens for the Patriots. They hope they get Jaden Daniels and he wins the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes, MVP of the league. Mike McCarthy, Coach of the Year. Mahomes is also Offensive Player of the Year. Micah Parsons, Defensive Player of the Year. Jaden Daniels obviously won Offensive Rookie of the Year. And Kool-Aid McKinstry for the 49ers wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. Jaden Daniels, rookie season, takes the Vikings all the way to the chip and actually gets it done. It's a crazy sight to behold, but maybe we should have taken Jaden Daniels. No, we can't. We have to stick with Mac Jones. That's the whole point of the video. Players that are ready to negotiate new contracts. Trayvon Walker, we have to accept his option, so we will. Foyesade needs a new contract. He's 30 years old, but I think it's going to be worth it. Not for very long, but I think it's going to be worth it. Well, we have to get Mac back because he's the whole point of the video, so we're going to offer him a 5-year deal, and we are going to overpay him because he doesn't want to be here. But we're going to give him that much money, and he's going to say perfect. So we overpaid for Mac Jones, but we had to because it's the whole point of the video. 4-year deal for Tyson Campbell, and we can probably get away with that. And he's going to come back. So Campbell's back. Andre Sisco I also want back. So we're going to offer him this, and he's going to come back as well. $48 million. Got to get Devin Lloyd back, so we'll accept his option. We'll accept the option on JMO. Zay Jones is interesting. Cam Robinson we can let go because we have J.C. Latham. Fado Kasi is weird. Brandon Scherf we probably need to bring back as well. Darius Williams a little bit too old. Okay, let's make sure that we can get Foyesade back first before I go crazy. 3-year deal, $8 million, $9 million. He's going to come back. Okay, next up we need to get Brandon Scherf back. So I'll offer him a 3-year deal. We'll give him 6.5, and we'll give him 6. He says he's coming back. We have $20 million to work with. So we can bring back a few people. Who do I want to bring back, though? Rayshawn Jenkins, because he wants to be here? Maybe. Give him a 2-year deal, $3 million, $2 million, and he's going to come back. $15 million. Oh, should we bring Fadakasi at 30s? Probably not the move. Zay Jones at 30 is probably not the move either. Cam Robinson, I mean, I don't really want to bring any of these guys back now that I think about it. Maybe I should bring back CJ Beathard just because we need a backup. I know it's CJ Beathard. I just like calling him CJ Beathard. I mean, I might offer him a contract just because we need a backup. Okay, he said no to that. You're not going to take $1.5 million over 2 seasons to be a backup quarterback? To hold a clipboard? You're not going to do that? That's crazy. I wonder if I can trade any of those guys. So can I trade Cam Robinson, Zay Jones, and who was the other one? It was Fadakasi. Can I trade these 3 for anything? I can get Hollywood Brown. I can get Kyle Duggar. He is 29, but I can get Broderick Jones. Ooh. Roger McCreary's cool. Broderick Jones is already better than J.C. Latham. I don't think I can pass that. I got to take Broderick Jones. That's a really good pickup. He's star development. He's 79 overall is what he said? I think that's just too easy to pass up, or too easy to not pass up on. So we go over here. Broderick Jones now starts at left tackle. We need to work on the center spot still, but we got Van Pran. Mahogany is right there. Anton Harrison. Evan Ingram is now superstar. So it did go up to superstar, but he just didn't have a great season. Mac Jones is now up to a 76. I'll take that. Christian Kirk is a superstar development player. Marvin Harrison's playing well. And then on the defense, Drew Lloyd, superstar. Trayvon Walker, obviously we knew about. We need to get defensive line today. We need to get defensive line in the draft. That's absolutely what has to happen. So we will focus on that. We still have a little bit of money. Maybe we can sign somebody in free agency for a little bit of money. That could be possible. Let's just take a look. What do we got here? We got Creed Humphrey. I really wish he wanted to be here because that would be our center position pretty much figured out. What if I throw an offer at him? Okay, we can't be competitive because we don't have enough money. Tua's going to leave the Dolphins, probably. That's pretty crazy. Wide receivers, don't want anybody. Tight end. Is there only one good center? There's a couple decent guards here. Landon Dickerson is very intriguing. We can't throw a competitive offer at him. Man, we just don't have enough money to throw any offers. There's a good class here. It's a good class full of a lot of really solid players. Kenny Clark as well. But I don't think we're gonna have enough money to throw a competitive offer at anybody, which is kind of frustrating. But we just got to draft better, I guess, and save. We're gonna save that money. There's a couple people that I could throw an offer at, but I don't want to waste that money. So we're gonna move to the draft, and then we're gonna go from there and hopefully have ourselves a good draft. I don't know what our draft picks look like. I'm hoping that we don't have that bad of a draft. I know we made the playoffs and everything, but we should still have a pretty solid draft. Let's take a look at what our draft picks even are. So we've got ourselves pick 25, 1, a 2, a 3. We don't have our 4. Okay, so we've got not the greatest draft picks in the world. Pick 25 is kind of rough, but we can trade up if there's a player that I want. Mock draft number 5 is going to be big. I need to see who is available around that spot. Do we need to trade up? Do we need to just stick and pick? What's going to happen? There's a couple guys that I had my eye on when I loaded in the draft class. We're rocking with the 2025 NFL draft. So, like, guys like Quinn Ewers and all the guys that you would expect to be in that draft class. Guys that you expect to be in that draft class are in the draft class. We'll take a look at it right now. Mock draft number 5. So you've got Walter Nolan going number 1 to the Patriots. Okay. Luther Burden is here from Missouri. Love Luther Burden. Very good player. Quinn Ewers going to the Rams. There's JTT. That's who I was looking at. And it looks like he's going to go top 15. I don't like that. Especially because he is a round 1 to 2 true talent. Travis Hunter from Colorado is in this class at 17. Abdul Carter is also in this class. Ugh. They have us taking Junior Tafuna. We could trade up to get Abdul Carter, 1 spot. But I also kind of want Travis Hunter, kind of. I don't know if I could pass up on Travis Hunter. I guess we have to do some private workouts to find out a little bit more about him. There's some good player. Will Johnson's in this class. Good player. Travis Hunter. There's Shadur Sanders as well. Let's see. Let's keep going down. Jordan Hancock is also a good one. Emeka Ibuka, we got to 80%. I didn't even see him in the first round, right? I don't remember seeing him in the first round. There's Jack Sawyer. Ooh. Okay, we'll learn a little bit more about these guys. There's some good players in this class, too. There are some good players in this class. I don't remember seeing not Jack specific, but Emeka Ibuka. I don't remember seeing him in the first round. Was he in this first round? Did I just pass him? Emeka Ibuka. No, he's not in the first round. Okay, that's very interesting. I like that. I like that he's not in the first round because that might mean that we can grab him for another pick. I am going to spend my final staff points on upgrading this hometown discount thing so that it's easier for me to re-sign players slightly. And then we'll get to the draft. We will get to the draft. I don't know how many seasons we're going to go in this, but we are getting better. So, I mean, it's looking promising that we're going to at least make a trip to the Super Bowl with Mac Jones at quarterback. All right, let's start drafting and see what happens. Patriots have the number 1 overall pick, and they will take Walter Nolan out of Ole Miss. Mason Graham, Deion Walker, Will Campbell. Let's see some of the top names go off the board, and then we'll simulate our pick. So you got Luther Burden headed to Pittsburgh. Quinn Ewers is now in L.A. Carson Beck goes to Seattle. All right, let's get to our pick. Pick number 25. Abdul Carter does go the pick ahead of me, but that's okay. We have pretty good linebackers. It wouldn't have made too much sense to take Abdul Carter, even though I do like him. We could take Ibuka here, add another receiver to the team. We could take Jordan Hancock, add another corner to the team. Let's see. Emeka Ibuka, 4.5 speed. That'd be back-to-back Buckeye wide receivers I take in the first round of a draft. Jack Sawyer is also here, another Buckeye. Very good. We need defensive line help. His finesse moves are not great. His block shed's not great. But he's a power rusher at 6'4". He's probably my guy. He's probably the guy that we should go with, because we need defensive line help. I'm going to take Jack Sawyer with this 25th overall pick. He's only normal development, man. I cannot catch a break with this stuff. I cannot catch a break. It's crazy. Another normal development player. Second round. Emeka's still on the board. So is Jordan Hancock. Okay. Well, I don't think I can pass up Emeka. Sonny Styles, too. All the Buckeyes are here. Why are they killing me with the Buckeyes? Sonny Styles being here is intriguing. B pursue, A hit power. He's a run support, right? Yeah, he's a run support guy. Sonny Styles, I like you. I like you a lot. But Emeka's still here. Emeka doesn't look as good as what he probably does in real life. Emeka or Sonny? There's probably more of a chance that Sonny's in the third round than Emeka's in the third round. So I'm going to take Emeka. I don't think Sonny makes it to the third round, but there's a better chance that he does than Emeka. Emeka's going to be gone pretty soon, and now we take him. Please, Sonny Styles, be there. Be there in the third round. Sonny Styles is gone. Darn it. I should have just taken him. Ooh, Denzel Burke. And Davidson Igbenogson. Denzel Burke. Probably a number one round one corner in real life. I'm going to take Denzel. This is just a Buckeye draft. I've gotten 3 Buckeyes in this draft. Jack Sawyer, Emeka Ibuka, and Denzel Burke all have come to Jacksonville in this draft. All right, I'll look for something else. I promise. I'll look for something else in the 5th round here. Travion Henderson. Can I look for something else, or do I go with Travion Henderson? Oh, I kind of think the meme should be me taking Travion. First off, there's no way Travion makes it to the 4th round or whatever. We're in the 5th round. I'm taking Travion. That's 4 Buckeyes. I've only taken Buckeyes in this draft. That's hilarious. That was not my intention when I went into this draft, but that is hilarious that I've only taken Buckeyes in this draft. Kevin Coleman Jr. is still available. He's around 2 to 3. Okay, I can see why he's still available. He's not amazing. We probably need to go for a couple offensive linemen, I'd have to say. But there's not that many available, is there? Who's this guy? Savia? Savia? I don't know, but he's got B power moves and B block shed. Day 3 talent? D tackle? He's only normal development. Maybe he's a decent overall. I don't know. I've never even heard of him. Is this our final pick? Did I trade? Okay, I didn't trade away my 7th rounder. Kevin Coleman's still available. How bad is he? Is he that bad that he's still available? The offensive line class is not good. Then everybody's left is not good. There's really not a whole lot here at linebacker. Ira Armstead II is Ira? Ooh, he's got some speed. 91 speed, 85 acceleration, 87 agility for an outside linebacker. I like. He may not have a development trait, but I like the speed. We have 2 7th round picks. You know what? I think I'm just going to let the CPU handle this. If they want to take that wide receiver, they can. I'm just going to let the CPU handle the rest of this, because I have no idea who else I want to take. So we drafted, what, 4 Buckeyes in this class? 4 or 5 Buckeyes. I like that. I like that a lot. That was not my intention. Sawyer's a 71, Ibuka's a 70, Burke's a 69, Henderson's a 74, 65, 68, 67, and then they took Hudson Cards, who's a 65. Okay. Best player in the class was Walter Nolan, first pick. All right, whatever, dog, whatever. It's all right. I feel like we got a good class. We'll see how we do in year 3 with Mac Jones at the quarterback spot. I mean, we made the playoffs and we won a playoff game in year 2. So I think we're only going to get better from here. So we'll adjust the lineup. We'll have Van Prawn be the center still. Marvin's probably going to jump over Jamison Williams pretty soon. Travion will jump over Tank Bigsby. We're looking good on the offense now. Defense, Sawyer will start at left end. Hopefully he can develop. I need to change his face. just for my own preferences. I need to change his face to look a little bit more like he does in real life. So let's get the appearance going. No, not edit gear. I need to edit appearance. Head and skin. He needs to look slightly closer to what he looks like in real life. And I know there's not going to be an exact match, obviously. But we need him to have a little bit of hair at least. At least he has hair. There we go. That's perfect. That's good enough. At least he looks a little bit better. All right, Jack Sawyer. Now looking a little bit closer to what he looks like in real life. Josh Allen, I need to have a big season. I need Trayvon Walker to continue to play well. And we need to focus on the defensive line. We need the corners that we drafted a couple years ago to be very good too. So I'm going to simulate year 3, and we're going to see how Mac Jones and this third-year team can do under the Kansas City playbook. We've wrapped up season 3, and Mac Jones has gotten us to 10-7 once again. I don't know how he's done it, but he's done it. 10-7 again, and it looks like he's actually been third in the NFL in yards. Is Mac Jones here to stay? This is a much better season. 4,300 yards. He's added quarterback of the future tag / how do you have quarterback of the future tag / bridge quarterback? What are you talking about? He's either one of the two. He's either one or he's the other. You can't have both. But 4,300 yards, 35 touchdowns, 14 picks for Mac is a much better season than what he's had previously. So that's good to know. ETN had a pretty solid season, 1,200 yards, 11 touchdowns. Christian Kirk and Evan Ingram both had 1,000 yards, even getting Kirk to 1,300 with 14 touchdowns. Marvin Harrison did pretty well. Not really getting a ton of yards, as he probably should, but he did okay. Devin Lloyd had 120 tackles. Antonio Johnson had 119. Aluakon had 99. 22 tackles for loss of Josh Allen. Trayvon Walker had a 14. Devin Lloyd had 10. Walker had 16.5. Allen had 14.5 sacks. And then Antonio Johnson had 4 interceptions, 2 for Lloyd and Cisco, 1 for a few other guys. That's pretty decent. That's pretty promising. That's a good season. Good year number 3. We have to play the Ravens, though. Pretty tough matchup here. But we beat them. We take on the Chiefs. And a breakout player scenario, Cooper DeJean, he had the breakout scenario before we brought it back, and now he's gone to superstar development. So my Galaxy Brain pick is paying off now. My Galaxy Brain pick is paying off. Cooper DeJean's now a 78 overall. And we play the Kansas City Chiefs. This is not going to be easy, and I doubt we win. But it's possible. It was never possible. It's the Kansas City Chiefs. It was never freaking possible. But that's okay, because we got year number 4 with Mac Jones coming up. He's getting better. The team is getting better as a whole. It's going to be Patriots and Bucks. So what is it with these quarterbacks going to the Super Bowl? I mean, Jaden Daniels won the Super Bowl last year in his rookie season. Now Caleb Williams has got it in year 2. He's got to the Super Bowl. It's crazy. He doesn't win it, unlike Jaden Daniels did, but these guys, these rookie quarterbacks, maybe we should have taken one of them. I mean, we'd probably be in the Super Bowl if we did. Season recap. Devin Lemire is the MVP. He must have had a pick 6 or something. Lamar Jackson gets MVP of the league. We beat him. Zach Taylor, Coach of the Year. Also, Lamar gets Offensive Player of the Year. TJ Watt is Defensive Player of the Year. Cam Ward, new quarterback for the Dolphins, is the Offensive Rookie of the Year. And Derek Moore, left end for the Falcons, gets Defensive Rookie of the Year. So we move to the offseason of year 3. We're looking pretty confident. I need to go see the possible development upgrades. Hopefully we had some. Hopefully we had some development upgrades. Let's go see. Anybody? Mac Jones hopefully gets superstar? He does. Mac Jones superstar development. Brandon Scherf has retired, which is not good. Evan Ingram's now X Factor, which is not a surprise. Christian Kirk is now X Factor. Henderson's superstar development, by the way. Mac Jones being superstar is amazing. I love that for us. Jack Sawyer doesn't go up, unfortunately. Cooper DeJean's the only one to go up at corner. Johnson is a superstar development now. I mean, the linebacking core is pretty much done. We just need the defensive line to get a little bit better. I think we just need the defensive line to get a little bit better and then fix the offense. the offensive line, and I think we're good to go. I think we can win a Super Bowl if we do those things. So we got Christian Kirk, who needs a new contract. Travis Etienne needs a new contract. Okay, a lot of guys need new contracts that are very, 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 very good players. We can accept the option on you and accept the option on you. So that takes it out at least. We probably should bring Christian Kirk back. I know I said at the beginning that he probably could be trade bait, but now he's an X factor, and that changes things. So what about if I give him 10 and 10 for 4 seasons? He's going to come back. ETN, we need him to be back. So we're going to offer ETN $8 million, and we're going to offer ETN $6 on the bonus, and he's going to come back. We're going to offer Evan Ingram a new contract because he's very good now. So hopefully he accepts that. He's not signing. What's the tag? 23.7. Okay. I guess we're going to have to pay that because there's nobody else here that I want to bring back. So I guess we're going to tag Evan Ingram for a season and let everybody else walk. All right, it's not what I wanted to do, but it's what we had to do because he didn't accept the offer. He really wanted to be there. I thought that the offer that I gave him was going to be good enough to have him come back. And since we had to tag him, we don't have really much money. I wouldn't have... Jalen Waddle, bro. If Jalen Waddle was available with us having money, he would have been, boom, checked off on the team, guaranteed. That's okay, though. We need to focus on offensive line and defensive line. Those are the two position groups that need to be addressed this draft so that we can win a championship. Because I think the team that we have right now can win a title. I really do. I think that this team can win a championship if we just get to the offensive line and defensive line. I think we can do it. I really do. I'm not being facetious. I really think that can be what happens. This is the 2026 NFL draft, by the way. I had it on file, so I thought I might as well load it in since we're loading in all the draft classes. Interesting about this draft class is they've got some good players in here. Some guys that I recognize. We need to get a left guard, and we need to get a defensive line. We need to probably get a center as well, because I don't know if Van Prawn's going to be the guy for us. There's a couple decent players here. Let's scout Inez Cooper. I could go Luke Montgomery and just continue to get Buckeyes. We could be the Jacksonville Buckeyes, I guess. We scout. Wow, Anthony Lucas is a day 3 true talent. That's insane. That's actually insane that he's a day 3 true talent. I did not expect that. Did not expect that whatsoever. There's some good outside linebackers, it looks like. But I'm curious about the defensive line. Well, now that we know that we're not going to take this guy, Anthony Lucas, we can probably go for somebody else. Maybe somebody like Ruben Bain Jr. Might as well. So we'll scout those guys, and we will keep moving forward to the draft. Mock draft number 5 has us taking somebody. How do the Vikings go from winning the Super Bowl last season to getting the number 1 overall pick? That's kind of crazy. Where do they have us drafting? They have us drafting at pick number 26, taking Bryce Yates. Probably not going to do that. But it's good to know that they have us taking somebody defensive line because they know that we need it. I can't believe Anthony Lucas is a day 3 talent. That's crazy. That's actually crazy that he's a day 3 guy. Actually crazy. That's okay, though. Let's get moving to the draft. That's not what I wanted to click on. I wanted to click on the actual draft. I don't think we're going to trade up. I think we're just going to stick and pick at 26. Take whoever's available. Number 1 pick in the draft. Former champions take Deshaun Womack. Let's get to our pick. Pick number 26. There goes Anthony Lucas. He fell to the pick right before us. I don't have a board, so we're just going to go off of this. But we need defensive line, and we need offensive line. So is that guy that I scouted, is Inez Cooper still here? He is still here. He looks pretty decent. He's around 2 to 3 guys, so we'll look at him next round. But where's the guy that I scouted? Who is it again? Was it Amorian Bay? He might have got taken, actually, the guy that I scouted. I don't remember what his name was. The other guy that I scouted looks to be gone. Oh, no, he's not. He's right. Wait, no, it wasn't Xavier. I don't remember who it was. Looks like both the guys that I scouted at the end there are gone. It's okay. Caleb Downs is available. Buckeye. Could play him at corner. Very good player. Looks decent. But we don't necessarily need a safety. We need defensive line, probably. Amorian Banks. Run stopper. Poor speed. Poor speed. What about this guy that they had as projected to take? Price Yates. Doesn't look great physically. Doesn't even look good skill-wise either. Keldrick Falk. I mean, he looks better than the other guy. Let's take Keldrick Falk. Normal development. What's new? He can pair alongside Jack Sawyer and maybe make some things happen. We'll go to pick 26 of the second round and we'll look for that guard. His name was Inez Cooper, I think, right? Inez something. He's gone, right? Oh, he's a left guard? I think he was a left guard. He's gone. That sucks. But Luke Montgomery's here, and I might as well get a Buckeye. Luke Montgomery, welcome to the team. Jacksonville Buckeyes. That's what I'm talking about, baby. You love to see it. And now we don't pick again to the 5th round because I traded away all those other picks in the first year. So we are probably going to be in a little bit of trouble. Let's keep going on the defensive line, even though there's probably not going to be anybody good. Maybe there's an outside linebacker that we can stand down or sit down on the defensive line. Probably not. Everybody's potentially undrafted here. Wait, what was that guy's name? There's a man named Chief Borders. That is a legendary name. That's a Hall of Fame. I'm taking him just for that. I don't care. 87 speed, 80 acceleration. I mean, that's a fast linebacker. Somewhat fast linebacker. But his name is Chief Borders. That's a Hall of Fame name. That is a Hall of Fame name. I'm going to let the CPU handle the rest of this. It doesn't matter. Oh, man. Okay, so that wasn't the greatest draft, but we knew that going in because I traded away my 3rd and 4th earlier in the season, earlier in the video, but that's okay. So we've got a 71 overall Keldrick Falk and a couple really bad players. Not the greatest draft for me, but that's all right. It's totally fine. There's a couple 80 overall players. Whatever, dog. Whatever. Year 4. Year 4 is here. I think a smart thing to do would be to trade all of my assets for a pass rusher. I think that might be the smart thing to do. Because at this point, drafts aren't going to help us. We're going to be keeping to make the playoffs, so drafts aren't going to really matter too much. Or maybe we should trade some of our assets for a guard and then some of our assets for a defensive lineman. Okay, so we'll think about this. Let's talk about trades. If I could trade one draft pick, one first-round pick for a guard and one first-round pick for a pass rusher, I'd be very happy. Is there a good left guard on a few years of contract? Donovan Jackson's right there. Donovan Jackson's right there. He's a 77-year-old superstar. I will trade you basically everything I have in my body. I'll give you a 1st and a 3rd for Donovan Jackson. They accept that. Probably didn't need to do that, but perfect. We got ourselves a left guard. Absolutely needed to happen. So Donovan Jackson, welcome to the squad. He's now the left guard. I think the offensive line's good enough to win a championship. Let's move to the defensive line. We know that we need an edge rusher. I just don't know who that edge rusher is going to be. So let's take a look. Who is a defensive lineman that we can afford to grab here? Who can we get? Who can we get? Who's not super expensive but also very good? There's Jared Verse. I wanted him in the beginning. Can't get Bosa. Oh, let's see. Matabuke would be cool, but I think he's only got 1 year left, it said. Will Anderson Jr. is going to be too impossible to get, right? Is Will Anderson Jr. too impossible to get? If I throw in a first-round pick next year, what does that do? That gets us nowhere, really. What about if I throw in a first-round pick this year? That gets us nowhere. What about if I throw in a second-round pick and a second-round pick? I'm not going to do that. It's possible. I bet I could throw in a little bit more and get Will Anderson. but I don't. That's a little bit too much. A little bit too much to pay for him. I mean, I know he's really, really good, but it's a little bit too much to pay for him. Jared Verse might be my guy. I wanted him before. Now we have an opportunity to take him. He's got 2 years on the deal. He's an 80 overall. I think Jared Verse is going to be the guy we go after here. Dolphins have no money, though. Okay, we'll have to ask for somebody else then. Who else do they have on their team that I can get? Don't they have another quarterback? I thought they had Cam. It was Cam Ward. I'm just stupid. They have Troy Franklin. They don't have Jalen Waddle anymore. They didn't re-sign him. There's not a good offensive lineman that I want. They have Javon Hargrave. Maybe you can give me Christian Wilkins. Okay, no, we can't do it. Okay, so we're not going to get Jared Verse. I don't want to go through all the cap space problems with them. So let's talk about Mykel Williams. Maybe he's a little bit more attainable. They don't have any offers. Oh, no, nope, can't do that. Washington has no money. Okay, so nobody's got any money, I see. Nobody's got any money. The Falcons do, at least. They got Derek Moore. Let's go for Derek Moore here. We'll give them a first-round pick next year. No, let's start with a second-round pick. See what happens. Okay, no. We need a first-round pick. First-round pick, 2028, gets us into the red. But I will give you a second-round pick in 2028 as well. I'm really banking on the fact that we win a championship. A 2 in the next year as well. That's crazy. He's very expensive. A 3rd this year. And then a 4th in 2028. Okay. And a 5th in this year. Very close. It'll take a 4th this year, I guess. That's a lot of draft picks to get a young player. But hopefully he'll help the team enough to get a championship. We still have our own first-round pick this year. But I think we're going to stick with the team that we have now. And we are going to... We're going to simulate. I think this team is good enough to win a championship, especially with the Chiefs playbook. We're starting to get more comfortable with the Chiefs playbook, so I think we're good enough to win a championship. I guess we'll find out, though. Ladies and gentlemen, it has happened. Mac Jones has exploded for 15 wins. The Kansas City playbook has finally arrived, and we have destroyed... I told you this team was good enough to win a championship, and it looks like Mac Jones said, yes, you're right, Juice. You're right. 15-2. #1 seed. Mac Jones finishes second behind Patrick Mahomes in yards and touchdowns. What a season for the Mac attack. He had a much better season. 4,300 yards, 38 touchdowns, 17 picks. He's still throwing quite a few picks, but I mean the touchdown and yards kind of balance that out. It's a very good season from Mac. ETN had a 1,400 yard, 13 touchdown season. 2 1,000-yard receivers, including obviously Evan Ingram and Christian Kirk, who's just been a fantastic player for us. Marvin Harrison, J-Mo, both had pretty good seasons as well. Then we had defensively, Foyesade with 115 tackles, Johnson 94, 92 for Lloyd. Tackle velocity was Trayvon with 19, Allen with 18. Sack leader was Allen with 18, and then Walker at 13.5. So that duo is just kind of crazy. Campbell had 5 picks. 3 for Oluokun, Cooper DeJean, and Antonio Johnson, then 2 for Devin Lloyd. So the boys have arrived. The boys are here. The boys want to win a championship with Mackenzie Jones. So are we going to beat Cincinnati and go to the AFC title game for the first time ever? We are, and we're taking on the Buffalo Bills in the AFC Championship. We've got home field advantage. We're going to jump in and see if we can beat the Buffalo Bills. Here we go. First drive of the game at home in Jacksonville in Duval County. Mac Jones, the quarterback in the AFC Championship. I never thought I'd say those words. Well, I hoped I'd say those words, but it was for the Patriots, and that's going to be knocked incomplete, thank God. That was dangerous. The play action was not the right move there. And it looks like Minnesota, after having the first overall pick, they had a championship, then they had the first overall pick, and now they're back in the NFC title game against Green Bay. They have had a roller coaster of a rebuild here for themselves. Getting Jaden Daniels and now winning a championship, and then having the first overall pick. They have had quite the path. I'm going to have to check this down, and it's not going to be a check down anymore. I got hit on the throw. That probably gets caught if I didn't get hit. I didn't really want a vertical route anyway. I kind of screwed that up. That's okay. We can hopefully win this game regardless. 7-0. Josh Allen and the Bills trying to drive down, and they've got a touchdown. Okay. Come on, boys. Let's get it done. Let's get the job done. 14-7. 21-7. Halftime. 21-14. Bills tied up at 21. I don't like this. Don't like this at all. But there we go. We're starting to move the football down the field. 4th and inches. We kick the field goals 24-21. We got the ball back. We kick another field goal, and we've got it done. The Jacksonville Jaguars are going to the Super Bowl in year 4 of Mac Jones. Barely squeaking by the Buffalo Bills, but we did squeak by them nonetheless. Oh, baby. It's happening, boys. It is happening. Marvin Harrison's now an 85 overall, as he should be. And the boys are here. The boys are Super Bowl bound. Who are we going to be playing? Is it going to be the Packers or is it going to be the Vikings? I kind of want it to be the Vikings so that we can see Jaden Daniels out there. And it's the Packers. Okay. So Green Bay led by, I don't even know who at this point. I don't think it's Jordan Love, right? They drafted somebody else? I don't remember. It could be Jordan Love. Who cares? It doesn't matter. We're going to the Super Bowl, and we're going to hopefully get that dub for Duval. The fans don't have to travel very far to get to this Super Bowl to see their Jags possibly win a championship, as we are in Hard Rock Stadium here in Miami, Florida. Mac Jones in a Super Bowl is crazy to even think about, but Marvin Harrison's got a lot of space. Marvin Harrison down the field. That's a 45-yard pass to start the game. Awesome to see. Travis Etienne got upended there. Not what I wanted to see on that play. Maybe a little vertical play. This Packer team is very resilient. I got hit on the throw, but it still might work. Why did Evan Ingram jump on that? I tried to get him to just do a secure catch, like run under the football and secure catch it, but he just like dove after it. I don't know why he needed to do that. I don't think he needed to do that. It doesn't work. That's going to be a hold? Is that a hold play? Or a hold call? Wow, roughing the passer on the Packers. 1st and 10. Thank you very much. That's huge for Green Bay there. That's a brutal one. I don't know who to go to there. We just go to Brenton Strange. 3rd, 3-yard line, 2nd and inches. Give this to ETN. He cuts it back in. He gets the face mask. That's a face mask. I mean, we're going to be at the inch line, basically. That is a face mask on the defense. That's back-to-back penalties for the Packers. That's the young man, Lucas Van Ness. Well, he's not young in this series anymore. But the young man, Lucas Van Ness. We're going to give this back to ETN because it's a favorable run defense they have out there. And we're going to give it to him. ETN powers it in. Touchdown, Jaguars. We lead in the Super Bowl. That's what you want to see. We just need the defense to play good. Allowing a field goal is awesome. We get a touchdown of our own. I like it. They get another field goal. Keep them having field goals and I'd be happy. Especially if we're getting touchdowns. There we go. 21-6. They get a touchdown. Okay, not what I like. Field goal. Nope, another touchdown and a 2-point conversion. 21-21. Come on, boys. Come on. There we go. 28-21. We need to put another touchdown on the board or run the clock out. I don't care. Packers have the ball again. 4th and 7. They gave it back to us. We gave it back to them. 4th down. They don't have enough time. We did it. The Jacksonville Jaguars are world champions, led by Mac Jones. We did it. It took us, what, 4 seasons to get Mac Jones where he needed to be. We built the team around him, gave him some good weapons. Christian Kirk developed into a great wide receiver. ETN was a great running back. The defense, the linebackers specifically were amazing. Mac Jones, it was Jordan Love, by the way. Mac Jones is a Super Bowl winning quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars. This could be the Jags' future if they just traded away Trevor Lawrence to the Washington Commanders for their 1st-round pick. This could be their future. Mac Jones holding a Lombardi trophy in 4 seasons. Show this to the Jags front office. This is your future, Jacksonville. With Mac Jones at quarterback, you can hold a Lombardi in 4 seasons. If you do everything what I just did here, you can hold yourself a championship. That's a crazy rebuild, ladies and gentlemen. That's a crazy rebuild. Now, I talked about this in the opening. I may do this as kind of like a part 2 and do this with the Patriots without Mac Jones, and then draft a quarterback of our own. I haven't fully decided yet, but I may do it because I am obviously a fan of the Patriots, if you didn't know. It might be fun to see what we could do with a quarterback. Mac Jones gets Super Bowl MVP. Lamar Jackson MVP of the league. Doug Peterson Coach of the Year. Lamar Jackson is the Offensive Player of the Year. TJ Watt is Defensive Player of the Year. CJ Baxter, running back for the Commanders, is the Offensive Rookie of the Year. And CJ Hicks is the linebacker for the Jets. He gets Defensive Rookie of the Year. But most importantly, we get Super Bowl. We get the Super Bowl. We get the trophy. We get the MVP. We get all kinds of things. And this is the final team. We had to basically overhaul the entire offensive line, except for Anton Harrison. We kept Evan Ingram. We kept Mac Jones. We obviously kept Mac Jones. We kept ETN. We added Travion Henderson. We kept Christian Kirk. Added J-Mo. We added Marvin Harrison and Emeka Buka. So the offense kind of changed a little bit, but for the most part, I mean, we did what we needed to, which was keep Mac Jones. And we switched to KC playbook, which really helped. We kept the entire linebacking core because their linebacking core is pretty awesome. Trayvon Walker is actually now up to an X factor. So is Antonio Johnson, by the way. We kept Cisco. We kept Jenkins. We pretty much had to overhaul the defensive line in the corners, but that's okay. The corners were pretty bad anyway. So we kept Tyson Campbell. Devon Hamilton still here. We had Jack Sawyer. We had Moore. We had Cooper DeJean, Josh Newton, Kalen King, Denzel Burke, all those guys. But this team basically stayed the same, and we did the most important thing, which was to keep Mac Jones, because that's what this whole video was about. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little fun video, getting Mac Jones a Super Bowl with the Jaguars, his new team. I hope he does well in real life. I really do. Even though he kind of sucked for my team, the whole team sucked. It wasn't just him. Yeah, obviously he wasn't helping the team at all, but that team was not good. There was no weapons really on offense. The offensive line was inconsistent and bad. The defense was hurt and bad in its own right. So, I mean, the coaching was off the walls and weird and bad. So, it was just a bad situation in general, and he didn't help that, but he also didn't necessarily hurt it too much. So, I hope he goes there, maybe shows some stuff in preseason, gets picked up by a new team, they trade him to a new team, and he starts. I don't know, maybe somebody gets hurt for a new team, and he gets traded there. I don't know, who knows? His future's up in the air. But I hope he does well wherever he goes. And I hope the Patriots do what they need to do and draft their future quarterback here and win a bunch of Super Bowls in the future. But that's going to do it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave it a like. Subscribe to the channel. Join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watch. I truly appreciate it. And I catch you guys in the next one. Peace.